Hello friends. If you've been reading my blog for any length of time or watching these videos, you know that I'm intrigued by nature and all that she has to teach us. And today we're going to look at lichen. Hello, I'm Dr. Renee Harmon. I'm the author of Surfing the Waves of Alzheimer's. It's a teaching memoir about my husband Harvey and his time with younger onset Alzheimer's disease. Lichen are ancient, long-lived, easily overlooked organisms that come in many forms. You've likely seen them all your life but haven't paid them much attention. They live on substrates such as tree trunks or rock faces, and they're not plants. They don't have leaves or roots or the complex systems that plants have of transporting water and nutrients through them. There are actually two distinct organisms that have come together to form a completely new organism, the lichen. So it's an algae and a fungus. They can't live separately, but they come together in a mutually beneficial relationship to help each other. So the algae provides sugars through photosynthesis for itself and the fungus. And in fact, the fungus takes over 50% of the sugar that the algae produces. And the fungus provides protection for the fragile algae and provides a way to capture water and minerals for them both. Scientists have had a hard time growing lichen in the lab. The two components will grow beautifully with really good conditions, the right sun and water and nutrients. They'll grow wonderfully, but they won't come together to form a lichen. Only when the scientists put those two organisms in very harsh conditions did the two merge and form a mutually beneficial relationship in that harsh environment. They needed each other in order to thrive and survive in that kind of environment. Digging deeper into the structure of lichen, I was really fascinated. Now, I said that lichen come in many, many forms, so this is just kind of a generalization, doesn't apply to all lichen. But the top layer is made up of a dense mat of fungal threads, and this provides protection for the fragile algae that are just below. And the layer just below, it's a looser configuration of those fungal threads with algae interspersed between them. And below that, it's an even looser web of fungal elements that can trap and hold water. Underneath that, the fungus attaches to the substrate, and using enzymes, it can dissolve the rock or the bark and extract minerals that way. So when it rains, that top mat of the fungus becomes transparent, and then the algae can immediately start to photosynthesize. And that's why you see that lichen look green immediately after a rain. And isn't this just the way community and partnerships are supposed to function? We are not made to go it alone as individualists. We are dependent on each other, on the gifts and talent that each member of the community brings to provide nourishment and support for us all. In Christian teaching, Paul talks about the body. The body is made up of all the different parts. It's the same thing. The whole is greater than the sum of the parts. As caregivers, it can be overwhelming, and at some point we're more than likely going to have to ask for help or accept help that is offered. As caregivers, our job is to make sure that our loved one is content and safe. And we also have to run a household, and that can just become overwhelming. And at some point, we may need to turn to friends or family or even paid caregivers to provide us with the nourishment and support so that we can continue being caregivers. It's beautiful. This is what community is supposed to be. Thank you. Be well and keep your balance.